Only if you really feel like it needs to be said or comes up exactly what you said to us with the new IUD and it being sporadic. I would just say that you didn't notice it at the time and you hope it doesn't change anything between you two. Don't include sorry it's natural. This, all she needs to say, is what she told us. I wouldn't expect an apology for that. It's not a big deal. You are a legend. I had some bleeding, rough sex, and the guy made a big deal about it. Honestly, I can't think of a normal way to bring it up. I'd also mention that for a great many of us, even if we did notice, it wouldn't matter. Unless you've already got Merced's maroon sheets, you'll notice. The first time I had it happen for me, I just went to the fridge and grabbed some seltzer water and shrugged. She seemed relieved with that response. I'm very confident in my tact and tone, so this may work for you, or it may not. I wouldn't apologize so much as thank him for being cool about it. If you need a script, hey, thanks so much for being so chill about the unexpected bleeding the other night. Hope you weren't too uncomfortable. I'd really like to see you again. Should note I'm a girl and only just realized what subreddit I'm on. Sorry guys. It's a normal body function. It's too bad it happened, but he should understand it's not your fault. Yeah, it doesn't warrant making a big deal out of it at all, or any sort of serious apology, but sorry about that, want me to wash the sheets, would probably be appropriate. I mean it's also a normal bodily function, but I still apologized when I dislodged a tonsil stone on my wife's face in the middle of missionary. These responses are reassuring and mature as F asterisk asterisk asterisk. Weird, right? Firstly, you don't. I'd never expect or ask my GF to apologize for having her period happen. It's not something she can control. People who can't let go of S asterisk 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 that they can't control aren't fun to be around. I knew my boyfriend was a keeper when he was so thoughtful when I got my period while having sex. It was our first date, and I ended up literally bursting blood all over his sheets. I was so apologetic because I felt bad. But after I cleaned myself in the bathroom, the next thing I noticed was he was already cleaning up the bedsheet. Immediately submerged everything in cold water to avoid staining. Put on fresh sheets. I asked if he wanted me to help, but he said he could handle it because he grew up with a sister, and then told me that we could just cuddle through the night. Don't say anything unless he says something. I remember when my wife and I were dating early on, she started her period. I knew because I had a little red on my t-shirt after. I mentioned it later that night when she got home. It was just out of curiosity. She said yes, and it was left at that. I'm not even scrolling through all these comments. I'm just gonna assume they all say the same thing. I'll add to it because it needs to be said until it becomes the accepted reality. You don't apologize. There's nothing been done that needs or would ever need an apology. Any man who says differently or makes you feel differently has some serious growing up to do at the very best, or is just plain not worth your very valuable time at worst. No need. You didn't know that or control that. Happened with me once. Think it must have started just after cuz I didn't notice any blood on me, but she said to me a little after that at least she knew she wasn't pregnant, then had to more bluntly explain a couple of times what she meant to young dummy. Left a bit of blood on my bed sheets too, but not even slightly a thing. You got nothing to apologize for. Sorry, just giving you your blood wings lol. At least, that's swat back INMYDA we said in the army ha. I've heard that term used for something very different. Nothing, it's natural. Also I don't care to be honest, I'd still F asterisk 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 haha. My favorite was a girl who looked at me, shrugged, and said I'm a mammal. Just go with the flow. Make a big uterus shaped cake that says sorry spelled out with raspberry jam. The best way out of this is to own it and make it hysterical. Hysteria being the old medical term for a wandering uterus makes this comment even better. You don't apologize to anyone for being a woman. That's crazy to think that you owe anything to a dude that was already allowed into the party. Imo, you enter the party at your own risk, period. Pun intended? You don't. You don't. Any reasonably mature guy isn't going to care at all. You don't need to. A period is a natural body function that you can't control. You don't need to apologize. I think a lot of us would just think OS asterisk 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 that's blood, I should get in the shower. No chance that would bother me. Well, for starters, don't apologize. If you wanna hook up again, just ask him if he wants to hook up again. If he noticed you were on your period and he was mature enough, it either 1, wouldn't be an issue, or 2, he would bring it up in a kind way if it bothered him. I only read the title. Answer to the question. You don't. WTF. I'm a guy. Why the hell are you apologizing for that? Honestly, not that big of a deal. A lot of us are still cool with period sex. Maybe he is not one of those people, but that doesn't mean you did anything wrong. If he makes a big deal of it, or is upset, then he's whack, and you should find someone else. You don't need to. It eventually happens to everyone. Probably a few times. No need. It's normal. You don't. You just got laid with close to a 0% pregnancy risk. What is there to be sorry about? Wash up and you're good to go. Just say sorry about not mentioning anything about my virginity. Why say sorry? It's not that big a deal.